diary. Getting in the groove.
My first memory of a record store was going to Don Christie on Ladypool Road and buying a tune called Must Be a Duppy or a Gun, man.
Hey man,
I
not
don't know.
funny.
Yeah, you don't know
Yet.
what? Yes,
Yeah,
that's my
I
first.
remember that
I was
one.
with my brother, man. I think he bought it for his sound system, yeah. And I was about 11 or 10. Around about that age, but yeah.
Funnily enough, my first memory of buying records would have been Don Christie's as well. I used to go to the same Don Christie's that he used to go to, but also I used to go to the one in town as well. He had one in the markets in town, and it was an adventure. On a Saturday, you'd go and stand there all morning and listen to them playing and go, "Yep, I'll have that one." And it always sounded great. You know, vinyl, big speakers, blasting out. It was the only way to go and, you know, enjoy the stuff. And that's, I mean, I've been doing that for 50 years.
I mean, I guess it's a bit different for me, isn't it? Because for
very,
me, it was
very much younger.
It was all about CDs. I think when I was about 17, 18, I started getting into vinyls. You know, because you got the artwork. It's a whole thing, isn't it? Having the record. And I think the first time I bought a record was probably in like Stratford upon Avon, like a little record store, little market kind of thing. I don't even have a record player at the moment, it broke. But I still buy the records just because I think, you know what, I'm going to listen to that one day. I can be bothered to buy a record player again.
Yeah, my first record I bought was from a reggae store up on the country road. I can't remember the name of it. The record was the Vulcans. Star Trek by the Vulcans, and it was an instrumental. Brilliant tune, right? You can listen to it on YouTube. But I loved the keyboard because it was like a synthesizer when synthesizers first came out, and the top line was played by a synthesizer.
Like that.
Yeah, man.
Live long and prosper.
Big up Spock.
Live long and prosperity, yeah. Well, funnily enough, I used to go from school to Virgin in town, which was just by the law courts, and it wasn't, you're not talking Virgin now like a corporate thing, you know, it was just literally a record shop. There was like a row of knackered old airline seats. It was a proper old shop, it was all like joysticks and hippies were just like selling the records. But they had a good selection of records, you know. And we're talking about a time when the biggest releases of one year was Burning by Bob Marley and Inhibitions by Stevie Wonder, you know. So the music, commercial music was absolutely fantastic back in those days. You didn't have to search far for something of that quality, do you know what I mean? So just used to get them to play the records, and you could go and sit over in the knackered airline seats and just play, listen to whatever you wanted. I never bought anything really from there, but I always listened to it first.
Yeah, back in those days, it was a lot easier to buy records anyway because there were so many different outlets. You know, you didn't just have Don Christie's, you had Virgin, you had HMV, you had the Discovery, you had Reddington's Rare Records. There were so many of them, and all of them were worth a visit. All of them, you could go in and trawl through their collection of reggae, and it was always worth, you know, an R&B and stuff. It was a different world back then.
I was very much the same as Matt, that it was more CDs in my era, and what I did is I made my own shop, my own record shop, so that's kind of my first experiences was kind of falling in love with vinyl at that point, and really, and just learning about how much more there was to, you know, to consuming the music in that way, because the sound is just, it's so much warmer and there's so much more to it.
Well, it's a different sound with LPs. You don't get the crackle or the crispiness like you do with vinyl.
And you get the warmth.
Yeah, digital's a different sound, you know. Everyone was like blowing up when CDs first come out and like, wow. But Reggie, vinyl's just a different kettle of fish. It's not, you know, it's just warm.
Well, I think what's amazing about it as well is like actually learning about, you know, the process and how it's produced, and, you know, the metalwork's produced and all that to, you know, essentially stamp, you know, this piece onto it's mind-blowing, man. Compared to CDs, you know,
because it was an analog rather than digital. In the first few albums, we were going to the actual cut.
We were putting things in the spiral, like we put
messages backward.
No, it was Version Girl, wasn't it? In the run out to the end of signing off. There's a little bit of Ali singing Version Girl.